John Wallace, Wild Game Cook. Today we are going to be making deer heart tacos. Deer heart is definitely a favorite by many, oftentimes one of the best cuts to eat right after harvest, whether it's at camp or as soon as you get home. We've got this heart here. I'm going to show you very quickly and easily how to process this and get it ready for tacos or anything else you'd like to make. So we're going to get it out of our bag. I'm going to drain this and wash it off in the sink, and I'll be right back. Okay. So we've got our deer heart here, and you'll see these lines going just right around the heart there. So what we'll do, I guess, to start off with is we'll come through and we'll get a lot of this really thick fat off the top. A lot of times you can just go straight down and trim all that stuff towards the top of the heart off as well. You'll have an opportunity to trim some of this up later when we come back. So again, here's this line that we saw earlier. We're basically just going to follow it until the heart begins to just open up. And you'll see some of this connective, these little things in here, that's what we're going to trim out of there. There's no right or wrong way to get this open. You just want to get it open so that we can get rid of, again, all of these little connective, little bungee cord type things. I don't know the terminology of it. Because what we're going to end up with is a deer heart steak right there. You know, it's a little thicker on one end, so we may come back and cut that into two steaks so they cook evenly. And again, you're just trimming away anything that either one, doesn't look like it should be there, or two, you're not comfortable with it being in there. And here are 4 nice heart steaks, I guess you could call them that. Once we get this cleaned up, now you're pretty much just looking to marinate and season this just as you would beef, chicken, etc. So we're going to simply marinate it with some olive oil, some taco seasoning, and some garlic. We're going to help the process along by putting it in the MaxVac Pro, the chamber vac from LEM. Marinate it in there. We're going to bring it back. We're going to sear it hot and fast in a skillet and kind of top it with whatever it is that you like. We're going to do a little red onion, avocado, sour cream, salsa verde, and some cilantro today. Stay tuned. So we're going to go ahead and add in our extra virgin olive oil. This only needs to be about 1/3 cup or so. We're going to add in our taco seasoning. About 2 tablespoons. If you had a larger heart like an elk or something like that, you just want to adjust this a little bit. We're going to put a clove of garlic. Give that a good stir. We're going to go ahead and add it to our chamber vac bag. If you need to, grab a piece of heart and use it to grab up some of those extra little pieces of garlic and marinade. Okay, going to wash my hands. We're going to get this into the chamber vac and get it marinated up. All right, before we put it in our chamber vac, we just want to make sure the top of our bag is clean. So I'm going to take a paper towel and just kind of clean that area up. Give this a little massage. Make sure that that marinade is touching all sides of this. We're simply just going to place it in our MaxVac Pro and hit the marinate button. What it's going to do, it's going to pulse that marinade into this meat 3 times. You can do it as many times as you'd like. You can then seal the bag and put it in the fridge, marinate it overnight if you wish. You can see it starting to create that air, starting to create that vacuum, and really pulsate that marinade into the meat. If you're in a hurry, if time is a constraint, this is definitely a great way to take your marinades and just put it right into your meat. That's the first part. It's going to do that 2 more times. All right, that's the end of the marinating process. We could totally hit the button again and go through that same 3-cycle process. Realize if you don't have a chamber vac, you could totally put this in a bag, put it in your fridge, and just let it marinate as you normally would. Now we're going to go ahead and vac seal the bag. All right, believe it or not, I could smell that. Smells delicious. So our heart is now sealed and marinated. You can set that aside while you prep your veggies and get your skillet hot. All right, so now we're ready to cook our deer heart. We've got all of our veggies prepped. We've got our red onion, very thinly sliced. We've got our avocado, nice and chunked. We've got our cilantro. If you wanted to take a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of acidity to put in your avocado and or your onions, not only does that help keep your avocados from turning brown, but adds a little bit of that freshness to these tacos. We're going to turn on our burner, get our skillet really hot. The goal is we want to cook this heart super hot, super fast, while creating a char, while not overcooking the heart. All right, our pan is up to temp. We've got it smoking a little bit. These LEM bags have a nice easy rip option. Good. Get this off of here. All right, so there's no oil in the pan, and I didn't pat these dry because we basically just marinated it in oil. So I'm just going to put these right into the pan. That's what we want to hear, is that nice sizzle. And we're going to try not to touch this once it's in there. The key to deer heart is getting good texture contrast. A lot of times with heart, those who aren't a fan, it's a textural thing. The way to combat that is to get a nice sear on your tacos, a nice crust. We're able to pull the first couple pieces off. As you can see, there's some great color and texture to that right there. It's going to be really good. Pulling this last piece off, it's the thickest. I'm going to let it go just a little bit longer. Probably shut off our heat. Looks great. We're going to go ahead and set these over here. We're going to let them rest, and then we're going to chunk them up, and we're going to be ready for assembly. All right, we can probably turn off the heat to our pan. I'm just going to add a very little bit of oil in my skillet just to kind of warm up my tortilla, make it super pliable. Our heart's been resting, so we're going to go ahead and slice into this and just make them nice little chunks for your tacos. We still got some nice color in there. It's probably about medium. Let's take a little test try. Super tender, pretty flavorful. You could always add a little bit of salt if you need to. I always keep mine out, keep it handy. Never hurts just to season it till the end. So let's continue to chunk this up. Give our tortilla a flip. All right, let's assemble this bad boy. Put some heart right down the center there. You can dress this up however you'd like. If you want lettuce on yours, you're welcome to have lettuce. I'm going to grab a couple of these avocados. Throw some cilantro in there. A little sour cream. And there it is right there. Just a plain and simple deer heart taco. Super tender. May need a little hot sauce. I probably should have added this on there to begin with. Make sure to check out this deer heart recipe and other recipes at MidwayUSA.com.